it's Blake. Today we're going to be flipping through my 2025 art journal. This started out as a sketchbook that I set up at the beginning of the year that I just wanted to use daily, take wherever, just kind of have fun in it. I kept up with it for a few months. I put it down for a while and came back to it and remembered, remember this? So I ended up just coming back to it and doing whatever because I hadn't been using it, and so I wanted to fill up my pages. And I also had been wanting to dabble in junk journaling in a way. I started doing that, and at that moment everything just changed. When I finally allowed myself to be 100% free in this book, my whole outlook on my art practice has changed for the better. So we're going to get into that as we flip through the pages. I love this thing. I'm so grateful that I started this and that it became what it is today. And I'm excited to get started in my next one for 2026, but I'll be starting it in December because I would kind of consider this one finished. Let's go ahead and flip through my 2025 art journal. Hey y'all, so very excited about today hold on, are we straight? So today we're just going to be chatting, hanging out, and flipping through this art journal. I'm so excited. This is kind of in a league of its own. It's not a journal, it's not my sketchbooks, it's not my journals. Sorry if y'all hear that noise, it's my chair squeaking. It's not my journals, it's not my sketchbook. When I go to those books, they already have their own thing going. I don't even have to think about it. And now when I go to this book, it has its own thing that doesn't really fit with my sketchbooks and doesn't fit with my journals. And so that's why I call it my art journal, because it lives in that in between of do whatever, mix in my art. It's just the best thing. So let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty. I'm going to be as detailed as possible. So I think this is, did I save the end paper? This is a Gouache sketchbook, I think. I got it from Walmart. I was just shopping. I was doing birthday shopping, I think. And I wanted to get some stuff from Walmart. And so I got this. And at the time I had no idea what I was going to use it for. But yeah, it's about an A6 size. It's a little bit shorter and skinnier, just like a smidge, but it's about A6. So on the cover, I have this sticker that I made back in the day. So this one is by me. And then I have some Hobby Lobby stickers in the background. This was a sticker in an Aussie PR. And then this sticker is from Blush Designs Co., I think. And I don't know if her shop is open at the moment. And then this is another sticker that I made myself. And then this one is Hadley Queen. This is the cover. So when you open it up, I just decorated the inside, did like a sticker collage with some washi tape and stickers. These are Hobby Lobby Happy Planner. This one I got from Planning with K on Etsy. And then I added the start date. So I started this February 7th of this year. And this is just a little post-it that I had when I was planning out my 2026 systems. So on the first page, I just set an intention for this, and I don't think I've ever done this before, but I will say this really helped me work in this. I wouldn't have thought so, but when it's like, I want to do this in this journal, so I wrote it down, and I think that this really happened. So this sketchbook is for play and play only, to have fun every day, to build a daily habit. This is for everything. So at the time, I was really wanting to have a daily art practice, and although I still don't do my art every day, I do think I'm better at it than I was before, where it's always on my mind. I'm always thinking about it and kind of working on something, whereas before I would go in and out, but now art is like always happening. So I'm really proud of that. Oh, I have a hair. Okay, let me turn on the light too. Hold on. Okay, that should be a little bit better. So here I just have these sticky notes from when I was using this as my actual journal planner. But yeah, I never use this first page or this next page, so I just put the sticky notes there. So first we just have some markers and some dots, just play. I think these are Tombow markers, and I was just practicing patterns, I guess. Next we have a drawing of my entryway. Friday, February 7th, the entryway. And it doesn't look like this anymore, but this was from memory, I think. I just drew it from memory, so the angle is actually pretty interesting. But yeah, I like this. And this is when I was just doing, I wanted to just open it up and then just draw my daily life, like an illustrated journal kind of. I do like that concept, but I don't think that that's what comes naturally to me. So this was, in the beginning, you'll see I was trying to do that, but then later on, you'll see what actually comes natural to me. So yeah, this was the 8th of February. I drew a nail. I think these were all just from memory. I didn't have these actually in front of me. Oh yeah, I have a grape Zevia. Zevia is one of my favorite fizzy drinks. My glasses. This is Monday the 10th of February, and I drew Cleo. This really, it looks like her, but at the moment, in February, it really looked like her. Because how old was she then? I think 3, 4, 5 months. That's crazy, because she's, what, 14 months now? So, a year and some change. So here we have another drawing on the 10th, and I have my blob motif, or what, I don't know what to call it, but love doing these whenever I don't have anything specific that I want to draw. I always just draw these. Some scribbles, and then I tried drawing Cleo again. I think this one was just from my memory. And then I have some nail ideas that I wanted to do for Valentine's. I don't think I ended up doing my own nails for Valentine's. And some more lettering practice. I love hand lettering, especially in my journaling, so I do like to practice that from time to time. This was one of my favorite ones to begin with, and this was just a washi tape spread, and I just picked up the washi and placed it down one by one and came up with this, and I really enjoyed doing this, and I really like how it turned out. And then I have more dots and lines. This is like the original blob, and then sometimes I like to do the full page. It looks like I was working on doing trying to figure out if I was going to do the 100-day project, so I was working on some ideas for that. And then I have some more nails ideas. Looks like I was going to make some notes on these pages, but never did. These were like the ongoing series that I have, and I was going to make some notes, but I never wrote them down. So I had taken a small break here, so I said warming back up. We're back here in March. And here I drew my caddy. Around this time, I don't think I really had my art set up, my studio set up at the time. So I was working out of like a cart that I would move around the house, or the caddy, when I was like earlier postpartum. So I have my headphones, my switch, my Delphonics pouch, my Bible, my journal, colored pencils, my outliners. And here is just, I think this was from the Bible app, if I'm not mistaken. No, this was in my Bible, just one of the, it's a study Bible, so one of the things that they had in the study section of one of the chapters, I don't remember specifically which one. So we have some abstract that I love to do. This was a drawing of the tree outside and the playground outside. And these were some flowers that I got for Easter, I think. And I painted them. I painted them in a different sketchbook too. So this was one of them. And I like how this turned out. It was really fun to keep a memory of the flowers. Testing out the some ink with a Q-tip. That was one of the tips that I had gotten from a video from Hadley Queen. More dots and lines. And more dots and lines. So yeah, just writing. As you can see, I'm just, each page is its own thing. I would literally come to this and do whatever. It really didn't matter. I wasn't worried about how it looked or how, if it was cohesive with the last page. And that's something that I would sometimes worry about in my sketchbooks. I would kind of make, sometimes I would want to make my sketchbooks a certain way. And with this, I really didn't care. Here, you are not a tree, you can move. And I was practicing different ways that I could do the letters. And here I have more, not more, but, well, it is kind of more, because I find myself drawing these girls every now and then. I really like to draw them, and one day I want to do something with them, so. They're just so cute and fun. I just haven't figured out how to really turn it into something, really. Some notes, I think. I didn't know if I wanted to do my Etsy again or Depop. And so here, around this time, this was just sitting on my desk. I wasn't really taking it around with me anymore. And so it had been sitting for a while. And so that would bring me to, I was working on my logo. And by this time, I had left my, basically quit my job. And I left my platforms. And quit being a content creator. And so I was working on my new art endeavors. So this was like my new logo that I was sticking up. And then here, so yeah, it had been sitting, I wasn't taking it around with me anymore. And like I mentioned before, I had wanted to just, like if you just had some kind of packaging or I don't know, anything, I just wanted to use the stuff. But I never really did it because I did not want to just like have stuff, you know, you just keep trash. I didn't want to do that. So now if I have something in the moment, I'll just stick it in here and then I'll paste it down later. But this was some apple cider that I got at the beginning of fall, and I really enjoyed that. Here I say, yeah, it's ugly. Skill with no experience. I don't know what that means, but yeah, it's ugly is just kind of like, yeah, it's ugly and who cares? So here I have one of the thank you card from my order. This is October and I was really sick in October with allergies. A Winco opened up near us and they, you know, sent out the mailers. So I just put those in here. This is from the just allergy, just some random stuff that I had. And here I actually took time to just paint around it. I had kept, this is one of the things that I kept where I'm like, I really like this. I just like the colors together, this red and this blue. So I finally pasted it in here from trash bags. And this is a little spread from the Dallas Pen Show. I shopped at Drum Ghouls, Happiness Handmade. I bid in the silent auction and won the Esterbrook that I have. And about some Traveler's Notebook inserts. I got this in the mail when it was time to renew my registration. And then this is like a little sticker on the diaper, on the wipes. The baby wipes. And so I just put one in there because there's, you go through the wipes, and so I'm always taking these little stickers off. And then this is the Belvita that Cleo just loves so much. And I got these non-bites from Sam's, and I forgot how much I loved hummus. So back when I was vegan, hummus was my jam. I just loved hummus so much. Everywhere I went, if they had hummus, I was getting it. And I forgot, I stopped eating hummus. I guess I stopped eating it when I started eating meat again. But my love for hummus still stands. Still sick. And here I have this from a pasta a box of pasta, but I'm not sure why I wanted to save that. And so here ease the pain, take the edge off. I think I was just kind of talking about how drawing is therapeutic sometimes. So yeah, sometimes this was just kind of like when the end of the day, sometimes the day is just heavy, and I just used my color pencils and calmed myself down. Okay, so we're getting to some recent pages. This is when I realized what this had become, and so I wrote the art journal. I don't know what's happening, but I love this thing. And then these are some new pens that I picked up from Michael's, the Sharpie Creative Marker. I always wanted to try these, but I didn't want to buy the whole pack. It is kind of expensive, but they sell them open stock. So I got one, and then I got this Tombow color. This was the color of my nails. I had this red color in my nails, and I don't even think I filmed a video. I did, but they didn't work out, so I didn't get to show y'all this red color on my nails. It was so beautiful. It's a beautiful color. It was like an orangier red, but it just looked really good on my skin tone. I'll insert a picture. And then this Faber-Castell Pet Artist pen. So these are pretty close in color. And then now we're getting into the time where I was contemplating my journaling systems, what I wanted to do for the new year. And so I was just trying some different stuff, and I tried using this. I was like, I just love, what's going on in here. And so what if I just do my journaling practice in here? And it was fun. It was helpful, but no, I like what I got going on. Oh no. I like what I got going on here, and I didn't want to mess it up. So the experiment was helpful, but it won't turn into anything. Yeah, so I think I was just writing about that. So yeah, I did November in here, just like 2 weeks. And I did just flip through this in yesterday's video, Vlogmas Day 1, when I was using this in November. So we'll just skip through those because I don't want to have to blur them again. This is a little spread from my anniversary weekend. Well, not really. Well, yeah, kind of. But yeah, we went to a restaurant called Goodwin's. Yeah, so we celebrated our 3rd wedding anniversary last month. And here I'm swatching some new things that I got from Jerry's. Some Jelly Roll pens, a colored pencil, 2 colored pencils. And that red is showing back up. That red, it was everything. And I like how these look all together. These are like the latest pickups. And so here is the November art kit spread. And this is something that I'm going to be trying out going forward, where do I have it in here? I do not. But I make a little art kit every month. I just pack whatever supplies that I want, and I want it to just kind of help me cycle through all of the different things that I have, and I'll use them in my art journal to make some spreads. So I'll show that to you guys probably when I show my 2026 lineup. And yeah, so this is what I had in there for November. Just random stuff. It's really random, just to spark ideas, creativity, and have fun with it. And that is about the end. Oh, I have just a random thing, and then I pasted in some old art on some paper that I did, and Rebel Against Perfection. And I think that's like the last spread. I do have some swatches in here that I did early on. And then here I was keeping track of some art purchases that I was making. But this is actually the best last spread because this sums up everything that I was trying to do with this journal. Rebel Against Perfection. It's just well said. And I don't need to explain further. But I will. So just as someone who has been a perfectionist in the past and then recovering from it, I think in the last year I have been able to really let go of those ways and accept things as they are, have more fun, not try to fit myself into these like boxes, and really release myself from like the mental blocks that I've had. that stifle my just overall joy, my creativity, and I think it's been for the better. I'm the most creative. I'm probably the most expressive that I've ever been in my life. I feel emotions more. And there's a lot of things that go into why and how I've been able to get to that point, such as motherhood. Enough said on that. Like that alone, becoming a mom has been the greatest thing ever. It's helped me in so many ways, and Cleo is just amazing. So it's just, I couldn't be more grateful. So I thank God every day for allowing me to become a mom, especially because, like, yeah, I won't get too much into it, but yeah, I'm just really grateful, and I'm really grateful for this art journal. It was a great time. Okay, yeah, so that's been the flip. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.